This is the 2025 Polestar 4, priced from $71,000 to $88,000 before on-road costs. This electric marvel blurs the lines between sedan and SUV. In this video, I'll be nitpicking, I'll be praising, and I'll be telling you exactly why this car is both incredibly right and surprisingly wrong. Hit subscribe now and let's get into this review. The Polestar 4, just like all other Polestars, tells you exactly how big the battery is. And this is a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. And if you choose the single motor or the dual motor, you're both going to get the 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. It's an NMC battery type and its warranty is for 8 years or 160,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. The current warranty is actually really impressive at 5 years, and that covers most everything, including something that other car makers don't, and that includes paint and replacement costs and defects that are, not normally always covered, like, rattles and shakes. This Polestar do. Rated range of the Polestar 4 is 590 kilometers for the dual motor version. You get a bit more if you go for the single motor because obviously there's not as much weight on the car. And my experience after almost 1 week is 525 kilometers. And as you'll learn later on, that's mostly freeway highway driving. So at 19 kilowatt hours per 100 Ks, it's pretty good considering how heavy this vehicle is. Charging the Polestar 4 is impressive. Go for the Plus pack, and I recommend you do, and I'll tell you why later on. And this car will take 22 kilowatts of AC power. That means from 0 to 100% full is only going to take you 5.5 hours. Rapid charging can go up to 200 kilowatts, so that means from 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes. So it's pretty good considering, again, how big this battery is. When we're talking about cost, if you actually want to be doing some rapid fast charging all the time, that's going to be about $55 to $75 depending on where you charge it. Or at home, if you're on a typical 35 cents per kilowatt hour sort of plan, that's going to be about $35 to fill it. And check this video out as to how you can charge at home for free or absolutely bugger all money whatsoever, because it's a big battery, but you can be fueling this thing a lot cheaper than what you might expect. Available in 6 colors, this is called magnesium. The Polestar 4 has got walk-up unlock just like Tesla's. You can jump straight in and drive straight away, no silly on or off button. And when you walk away from it, it will actually turn off, well, lock first and then turn off. At night, you get this cool badge that glows when the car greets you. And in addition, puddle lights with a little bit of bling and the Polestar projector lamps under the mirrors when you've got the doors open. Standout features that I love are the Thor headlights, smooth front end that flows effortlessly into the sporty SUV profile, around to its rear with no glass. Brave move, Polestar, brave move. Now, I believe the reason they did this, and they did it with intent, is because having there with that little coupe back, the Sportback, it would just make the portal, the window, too small. And so they leant into it and they went instead with this video rear view mirror. I'll talk about it later in my driving impressions, but up there, that's actually cameras for the rear view mirror system, and obviously down there for the reverse camera. But mate, has this car got a lot of cameras? All around it, I count no less than 8 different cameras. And of course you got the Pro Pilot cameras. So 10? I don't know, there's actually 11. There's even one inside monitoring you as the driver, the driver attention system, the one that might nag you saying, pay attention, or you need a break. Yeah, crikey, 11 cameras. I had to just do the math on that, and that's insane. The Polestar 4's got a kick opening as well as a button up there. And boot space is a pretty good 526 litres with the seats up, or put them down and that increases to 1536 litres. There's also a small 15 litre frunk. There's a 12 volt socket back here, some tie down spots, and the subwoofer, which again I'll get to later on. As I mentioned in the introduction, anyone who would normally be shopping around for a Tesla Model S should definitely consider the Polestar 4. Why is that? Because of this. A 15.4 inch screen that controls most everything from aircon, car settings, audio, interior look and feel and more. But unlike a Model S that pretends to be a luxury version of the Model 3, the Polestar 4's interior is a visual feast yet still restrained. The combination of premium materials, advanced technology, and a truly distinctive design creates a cabin that's both luxurious and undeniably unique. It's a space that leaves a lasting impression, such as a truckload of ambient lights that are configured to this planet picker. If I change to Jupiter, the LED lights in here change to match that color as well, but I prefer Earth. In fact, yeah, just go straight to Earth, it's better. Material use is varied and pleasant to the eyes, with subtle contrasting colors and recycled, yes, recycled parts. Nothing looks or feels cheap. If you opt for the entry level, the no frills version, you get seats made from 100% recycled PET bottles. These Napa leather seats are ethically sourced, whatever that means, and chrome free, so good for the environment. There's also renewable vinyl and recycled polyester textiles. Not that you would know it. Everything you can touch, you look at, it's not cheap, feels very luxurious and well finished, brilliantly put together. I can't say enough about this interior. Again, contrasting colors, it's a modern design, very minimal, and I think if you're a Tesla fan, you'll absolutely love this interior. With the Polestar 4, you can have a lot of different options added to the car, and one you definitely should be getting, but I'll get to that in a second. There's things like the Pro Pack and Performance Pack, and they add certain, distinguishing features or looks or actually performance improvements for the car. And you can even get single add-ons like, motorized tow hitch thing, which, by the way, you can tow up to 2,000 kilograms braked with the dual motor version. Single motors, 1,500 kilograms, so pretty good, very respectable. But the one you absolutely should be buying, no matter which Polestar you get, is the Plus Pack. And by doing that, you get about 20 different things, 20 additional things, which I think are well worth your while. So opt for it, you're going to be getting 22 kilowatt fast AC charging, 32 active matrix LED lights for shape shifting with the headlights, power adjustment steering that makes easy entry much easier, plus also with the profiles in the car means that not only in addition to your seating position, steering wheel position, and also your air con and where the air goes, all that comes with it. Now this one's also got the Napa upgrade, and by doing that, this seat is jumped up from, I think it was 8-way electrically adjustable to now 12-way, and it is absolutely delightful. It bolsters beautifully, it's very supportive under thigh, you can tilt it, you can get it in any position you want. There's a manually adjustable thing here to get it longer under thigh support if you need it, and it massages and it ventilates and it heats. And because you've coughed up that extra bit of coin for the Napa leather upgrade, you get a 16 speaker Harman Kardon audio system that's rated, I think, at 1600 watts. It is incredible surround sound because not only are there lots of speakers throughout this cabin, there's 2 back here and 2 for the passenger. It is surround sound at the next level. I haven't heard such good audio. And I kid you not, I'm not lying here. I played Bohemian Rhapsody quite loud for my kids, and the sound was just moving around appropriately, I felt. I think it was just a trick of just the recording maybe, but there's actually 4D or 8D audio you can listen to. Listening to in this car, astounding, absolutely astounding. So this fully laden version you're seeing, by the way, with the Napa leather and the Plus Pack is 103,000 for the dual motor version. So this is a different market we're talking about here, right? And worth it? Yes. But I love it? Yes. Okay. So what's it like to drive the Polestar 4? Is it very stately-like? Is it becoming or fitting of being a luxury car? Short answer, yes. Long answer, kinda. There's a few things I need to get off my chest, and that is the suspension. You can tweak it. It's got like electronic dampening, and they adjust thousands of times every second. And you can have it set to standard, a little bit firm or firm. And I haven't found much of a difference between it. I'm going to purposely get to some spirited driving so that I can give it a good hot go, because this week I've spent with this car, I've been doing almost all freeway driving, some suburban driving, just, like to and from work. Basically, I get onto a freeway, I get off a freeway. Okay, the steering feel is nice. It's pretty good. You can adjust that from okay to give me more to give me really firm, that sporty sort of feel. And dynamic performance wise, you have either standard everyday sort of driving mode, which is plenty enough for all time most driving situations. But you also have performance mode. So you either want to go for range or you want to go for performance. I've got to say to you, range is where I've been driving this car. Sometimes if I've had people in it and I want to show off as to how much power this thing has got, though that 686 Newton meters of torque is available to you most everywhere. So I can do 100 here, I'll just back off, get down to about 80, and I'll plant it. And see that little pause there? That's because we're in the range mode. So it doesn't want to give up all the electrons super fast and kill off the battery, because it's optimizing to give you the most amount of range. And if I put it into performance, which is going to be a bit of a naff for me to do right now, and probably something I don't want to do, it will come thick and fast. So the differences between all these different sporty profiles, there's not very much between them. And look, that's both a critique and also it really is not an issue. You would have this car set up how you like it. You seldom would need to bugger around with all those different settings. But that said, there are on occasions where you think to yourself, I would like to be able to right now punch it, and I want everything to change around that. So I want to see a performance along with the steering wheel, along with just the way in which the car reacts, suspension wise, all to be incorporated into the one macro. That's probably as harsh as I'm going to get in this section of the driving bit, but still it's there. It's something to know. Loving the fact that we've got this head-up display, binnacle that can provide me detail either on whatever the Pro Pilot Assist is actually doing. So at this moment in time, I'm turned on. The instructions in front of me is saying, hey, do you want to turn here? I could also have this on my binnacle, so if I just press this button over here, I can see a bigger speedometer that centers it a bit better, or I can have a map here as well as a map here. I've got directions here. I've got information overload, but that's not a critique. That is actually, it's good to have options, isn't it? It's great to have options. If I enable now the cruise control sort of thing, okay, it likes operating in most situations. If I were to turn it off, it would quickly tell me. You get the sound to say, hey, I'm not working for you now, but also I'll put it back on, and it's happy with this definition, but there's a line coming up, so I want to see what it does. I'm going to push it over. Oh yeah, now it's turned off, but I can see in my head-up display that the lane keep assist is turned off. But like other cars out there that do lane centering really well, steering, keeping a safe distance, follow distance and all that stuff, this car is beautiful in stop-start traffic. It will come to a complete stop, it can wait there for minutes, and as soon as the car in front starts driving, this car will drive too. And there's very few other cars out there who can actually do that. So I applaud Polestar for doing that. This car is made for freeway highway driving. You can just burn away the hours, burn away the kilometers, and have a really easy drive in this car. Steering feel, as I mentioned, is plenty enough. It's weighted more towards that performance sort of characteristic that Polestar is synonymous with. I think for everyday driving, it's completely fine. I've got it set to standard right now, and it's fine. The rear view mirror, which is electronic, is actually, I'm surprised. I thought I was going to hate it. I still kind of do, by the way. But the refresh rate on this, and I think the speed at which the signal is coming through is actually very good. It's almost near real time. You can't even perceive it. And I actually enjoy the privacy that it gives, so people can't see in through that back or no glass situation. And I like that. I really do. And this is actually providing a pretty good view. And if I do an unnecessary indication right now, you'll see that that actually pushes over to the left, or if I do it to the right, it pushes over to the right. And this is both good and bad. For me, I wear glasses, and adjusting my focus from here to here did take me some getting used to. Just a few days, but it took some getting used to. And I do kind of want, maybe, the little portal window back there, but then I'll probably critique it for being too small and annoying. So this is perfectly fine. But remembering, with those digital side mirrors or digital rear view mirror in this situation, when you can't see something quite right, so you just sort of move yourself around like this to get a better view of it. You can't do it with these digital things, and that's why I thought I'd be really annoyed by it. But it's actually got a good wide field of view. Its refresh rate is pretty sprightly. I think it's operating at about 60 frames per second, so it's everything seems really natural. And I give them a pass. Tick. Okay, it's not a problem after all. I love how the car, when you get in, is ready to go. So on the right-hand side, you've got your drive select. On the left-hand side, you've got your wipers as well as your indicators. Steering is easily set up. You've got the cruise control stuff to the left, and you've got your voice assistant menu controls and volume up and down, next track or next radio station, whatever, on the right-hand side. Big horn, and this lovely 15.4-inch screen is actually excellent. And I like how they've got different configurations with that screen. So you can either have, like I have now, a full map mode, or just one press of a button. I can bring in my shortcuts, which you can configure pretty well. It does have its issues, and I'll talk about those later on in the review. But for the most part, I really do like the fact that this is very well set up, and I think actually a certain car brand could learn from this. They really could. That and having a head-up display. Love it. Definitely love it. So it's got plenty get up and go with those 686 newton meters of torque, 400 kilowatts of power from the dual motor. It does some clever trickery that if it doesn't need to actually be driving all four wheels at once, it will save energy and turn off a motor, or disengage it rather, through a gearbox sort of special system. Coming up to some twisty bits, so I will turn off the lane keep assist system, and turns into corners very nicely. The accelerator feel is very linear, got a lot of feel through it, and I can actually press it, squeeze it somewhat, and it feels gradual and expected. Unlike some cars where you just touch them and they're like, oh, you want to go? Okay, we're crazy away. Let's go the other direction here. Yeah, this is pretty mild bends, to be honest. And I did a separate video, by the way, about one pedal driving. And in that video, I spoke about how this car, you can have it turned off if you like to. You can have it somewhat on, or you can have it completely on. And I've found, well, for me, I love one pedal driving, and I've only tested out the brakes on this when I first got the car, and they were fine. They're Brembo brakes, for goodness sake. They bring this car to a complete stop very quickly. And I just feel, as a driver's car, for everyday sort of commuting, for freeway, highway driving, this car is excellent. Handles beautifully, absorbs bumps, soaks them up. The steering is nice and direct. You point it, it goes. Accelerator and brake feel look very good. One pedal is completely sorted out. Lane keep assist, Pro Pilot, Tesla autopilot equivalent, is very good too. Does auto lane change, or assist rather, not auto lane change, but assist. And the only thing I think I would love to see in the driving aspect of this car is it to be able to park itself. Weirdly, this great car, it's got a lot of features, doesn't have an automated park set. I don't know why. I don't know why. So, that's probably a good point to now get into some of the things that I think could be better in the Polestar 4. So after a lot of glowing praise for the Polestar 4, there's got to be something wrong with it, right? And, well, there is. And most of these can actually be addressed through a software update. So I really do hope Polestar takes this feedback on board, because it's a really great car. The first issue is to release a charging cable. You need to unlock the car using, get this, the unlock buttons over here on the driver's side. It feels very cheap for what is a luxury car. And other ones that are a lot cheaper than this have a button either on the charge port itself, which I really do like, or you can do it through the screen here. And for those who are unsure, yes, you need to have your key or your phone key nearby, otherwise it just won't release. So people just can't unplug you. So again, a simple software shortcut here would be really appreciated. This one definitely will not be resolved in this version of the car, and that is there is no button or way through your app to open the frunk. Okay, it's a 15-litre frunk, so are you going to be putting much in there? No, but it really does take away from the experience of having that option to easily get into it. Instead, you have to do the little lever down here twice, open it up, open the plastic cover up, and yeah, you get into it, right? Very painful experience, and it needs to be minimized through an electronic lock that you can do through here and also through the app. The center screen is very good and very configurable, and if I like, I can actually change how it is all laid out, and I can even let's say for my shortcuts here, I've got one, which is this is the speed limit thing for the speed sign detection, where it bugs you saying you're 1 kilometer per hour over the speed limit. I can just press that and it turns it off. Love it. If I wanted to change, let's say, the glove button to be something different, I can choose these ones here. But the drive modes, like I mentioned earlier, that I really want to have, like going to a firm steering wheel, changing suspension, getting into performance mode, I want them here on my screen. I don't want to have to naff around and jump in to the menus to get to the things that I need. Because the thing that really probably irked me the most about this whole time of this car, and again, can be easily fixed through software, is that I get it and I have to every time tell the car, I would like assistive lane change, please. So, all right, we're in the menu system. I go to the car, I go to assist, pilot assist options, and I turn on lane change assist. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. And it could easily be done by having a shortcut here in my favorites, along with those drive modes. Yeah, it's like, seriously, it doesn't make sense that they're not here. But for the most part, these are all software and can easily be fixed through an easy over-the-air update, which this car gets quite regularly. When it comes to space for people and your stuff, Polestar 4 doesn't disappoint. This seat is in my driving position, and I'm about 170, 175 centimeters tall, depending on what day it is. And I have got room back here for days. Headroom is excellent with this glass roof that really helps things along. And under-thigh support is only okay. I think for me, being this size of passenger is fine, it's usable. I just wish it would tilt a bit more. Down here, we've got 2 of the 4 USB-C slots in the car. There's also vents in the center as well as to the side. And by going for the Plus pack, not only do you get a second additional screen for the driver, like for the binnacle, but you also get back here one for the rear passengers. So we can do control for our heated seats. We've got some audio controls too, lights, plus get this. And this is where this whole limousine luxury level of car comes in. The seats can be reclined too. So, if I feel like doing a little bit of work and I just want to be sitting a bit more upright, lovely, I can do that. But I'm saying, driver, please, take me to work. So if you're in the market for a BMW, Audi, dare I even say a Porsche Macan, because it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? And of course, to the Australians out there who cannot buy a Tesla Model S, this should absolutely be on your shopping list. It's so beautifully put together, handles really well, great performance, good feature set, very competitive price when you're talking about cars in this segment, and absolute real-world range of more than 500 kilometers at highway speeds. So if you want to be going Melbourne to Albury and beyond and just have one stop to Melbourne and Sydney, would you even do that? But if you did, if you wanted to, you could in this car. It's so very easy to live with, and I would love to see in the next version Park Pilot Assist, whatever they want to call that. I think what they call it in the Polestar land, and just those small little issues I mentioned a moment ago. And all these can be addressed through software updates. So if you found this video useful, please consider subscribing. I've got a lot of awesome content coming up your way. Up next is going to be the Kia EV5, I think it is, Chris? Or was it the 3? I forget, it's one of those two. And what else? I don't know, it's a lot of really fun stuff coming your way. If you want to take your thanks to the next level, think about Super Thanks, Ko-fi for early access and behind the scenes, and otherwise, YouTube thinks you would actually enjoy this video, so maybe go check it out because yeah, I think that I'll put the Polestar 2 performance review there. That's the one I scared my father. A lot of fun making that video was. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.